With more than 20 cyclists killed every year, riding in London is dangerous at the best of times. So riding naked seems to be asking for trouble. The organisers have decided to recce the route, looking out for potential danger spots.
In 1 week time, we're going to start from here, Wellington Arch, the first world naked bike ride inside the street of London. So today I'm trying to check this route to see if there are any trouble that we should expect during the ride, turning points, difficulties with the traffic lights, all that kind of things.
Eric, who works on the stock market, knows they have taken something of a gamble with such an ambitious route.
We're going to Piccadilly Circus, Trafalgar Square, cross the river to the House of Parliament, up to Tottenham Court Road, to Marble Arch and down here. So it's a circle inside the main street of the city. We can see here that there's not too much traffic, but when there's not much traffic, people are try to drive crazy, so it's a little bit dangerous to cross here. And of course, we expect that with plenty of people joining the ride, if everybody stay all inside the ride, that's the best way we can guarantee the safety of the ride. So now we're back on the road, and here we're going to go all the way in Oxford Street, which is going to be the busiest street we're going to ride in 1 week time. Some people could be a little bit intimidating to see all these people. Maybe they're going to get a little bit nervous if we stay too long in the street.
Are you nervous?
Oh, I will certainly be very nervous. Not right now, but a few minutes before the ride starts, I will, certainly. Have you heard that next week it's going to be a bicycle ride, and with some naked people?
Oh.
Yeah.
How are you gonna be naked yourself?
maybe. And it's all about to make the point about all dependency, so against pollution, and all the green issue. So.
But do you think we can live without all these things polluting the air? We need it.
Well, we need it, but imagine that your bus could be electric power.
Well, if we can find it,
it would be nicer.
Okay, hang on.
So, sorry about that.
That's all right. It's a good point, but there are things you can't do without.
Yeah.
I think it's really an important moment to have pressure put on to the car culture and say, look, there's a way that we could get around with our own bodies. We're not using any oil, we're not using any clothing.
Burn your cars, get a bike!
It's really important to have this message now when the transport system is like really at a loss for providing for Londoners' needs.
How is it that successive governments' transport policies seem to have led us into such an environmental jam?
We do hear that the increase in cars is slowing down, but it's only slowing down marginally. Therefore, car numbers are increasing. The theory has been, and the policy has been, to build yourself out of this kind of crisis. But we now know that building yourself out of the crisis just expands the crisis, because the more you build a space, the more it is occupied by more car drivers. Policies should be about encouraging people to use other modes other than the car. Politicians aren't necessarily unaware of the crisis, but there is an enormous pressure on them, particularly by the road lobby, particularly by the car manufacturers, particularly by the insurance industry, particularly by tyre manufacturers, to really not change the status quo. So what you really need is consumer pressure, is public pressure, to bring about change. We're seeing changes in parts of Europe, in parts of Northern Europe in particular, where they've got car-free cities, where they've got car-free developments. They build whole flats where if you're going to live in them, you won't have a car. So all these things could knit together.
Recent research found that nearly 40% of young children under the age of 11 who go to school by car would prefer to walk or cycle. Whilst the cost of building 15 miles of motorway is the same as 5,000 miles of cycle network.
It looks like dark days in terms of transport at the moment, but they won out on tobacco. We're all terribly aware now of the social cost and the health costs of tobacco. And one day we will be aware of the social costs and the health costs and the environmental costs of car dependency, and we will do something about it. And at the moment we're not, but that doesn't mean that we won't.